Okay, we are back for the sauce lab, and today I'm going to demonstrate the veloute sauce. Veloute is typically a fish sauce. It's meant to be served with fish. It's a lighter in color. We make our veloute sauce with a chicken broth instead of a fish broth because none of the students will eat the fish, so it ends up just being a waste of time, money, and effort. So this will be more of a chicken flavored sauce. So the first thing we need to do is make our roux, and if you recall, roux is even proportion of flour and butter. It's 1 to 1. So in here I have 2 ounces of butter, which is 4 tablespoons. So I'm going to turn that so it'll start melting, and it will not take long because this butter is very, very soft. And then once the butter is melted, you will stir in your broth. Alright, so I will be back in just a moment when the butter has melted. Okay, our butter is melted. So now that was 2 ounces of butter, so here's our 2 ounces of flour. So you put this in, and again, if you recall, the purpose of the roux is to thicken our sauce. So this flour is going to absorb all of this fat, and it's going to make a paste. Okay, there we go, beautiful. All right, now what we need to do is add our chicken broth. Now we made the broth using bouillon cubes, and here's a bouillon cube. This is just kind of a shortcut way. It's not authentic. However, for our purposes it works, and it's much less expensive than buying the canned broth. And this will dissolve in boiling water. This water's pretty warm, and it will heat up once we start here. So I am going to start adding the broth. And you continuously keep stirring so that roux, and you'll see here, that flour has absorbed almost all of that stock. And this is a little easier when you have a second person to hold the container or hold the pot, but it will all work. And you can see that this flour is absorbing. Now you want to try to get these lumps out now as quickly as you can, which is the purpose of the wire whisk. And it's getting nice and smooth here. And this last bouillon cube will dissolve as soon as this heats up. Okay. So what we're going to do now is we're going to bring this to a boil and then lower the heat to simmer, and it's going to simmer for 30 minutes. So we will see, remember, you're going to bring it to a boil. So I'm going to turn this up to about not 10, let it boil, and then I'm going to turn it down to 2. And once it's down at 2, you will simmer it for 30 minutes. So we'll see you back. Our veloute sauce has been reduced down to 1 quart, which is 4 cups. As you see, this does not get super, super thick like some of the other sauces. This is more of a thin sauce, very flavorful. The flavors are concentrated since we've cooked off so much of the water. Alright, so what you're going to do, your teacher will instruct you on if you need to come back to tend to this, or if the teacher is going to handle that for you. And then you'll either put this in an ice bath, maybe in a mixing bowl or a bag. Your teacher will tell you based on the availability of equipment. So I will see you tomorrow. Okay, this is day 2, and I have the veloute sauce reheating on there, and it reheats nice and smooth. And then what we're going to do is make an essence, or a flavored water, in order to flavor our shrimp a little bit for cooking. So you're going to mix water, and then 4 cups of water, and then some carrots, celery, bay leaf, and peppercorns in that water. And that will help flavor it for the shrimp. Okay. So what we want to do is we just want to get this fairly hot, almost a boil, not quite, more like a simmer. And so we'll be back in just a minute. It's almost ready. Our water is almost at a simmer. It's getting close to boiling. So what I'm going to do is add our shrimp in. Okay. And the shrimp, it only takes 60 seconds to cook. All right. And so we will do that. You can see it's already starting to turn a light pink. It happens very, very fast. So while that's going on, I'm going to bring over our veloute. And again, you could present this different ways. You could put it in a little bowl. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to kind of drizzle some on the plate. All right. right, just a small amount there. And then I'm going to lay the shrimp in. And then if you were serving rice or some veggies, you could put like the rice here and some veggies there to kind of split it up, just to show you how the color would add to the plate. You know, I can add some right here just to kind of show you, just a little bit. All right, enjoy.